Ladies and gentlemen, time waits for no one, and every passing moment is shaping your future. The coming 6 months will not simply pass by quietly. They will either build the foundation of your legacy or bury the potential you have been carrying inside you. If success is more than just a wish for you, if it is truly something you intend to claim, then there are a few non-negotiable actions you must commit to before 2026 arrives at your doorstep. Carefully at your life right now. The people closest to you are not only companions or acquaintances. They are quietly influencing your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, and ultimately the direction of your destiny. Whether you acknowledge it or not, your circle is either the greatest investment you have or the heaviest burden you carry. This is exactly why before the calendar turns to 2026, you must take an honest and sometimes uncomfortable look at who currently sits at your table. Some individuals in your life are energy givers. They lift you up, encourage your progress, and celebrate your wins. Others, however, are energy drainers. They may smile in your presence, but quietly hope that you fail, simply because your growth makes them aware of their own stagnation. The truth is difficult, but it must be said. Everyone who walks with you today deserves a place in your tomorrow. If this video helped you, forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you never miss the next one. Let's come back to the point. So friends, you must learn to audit your circle as though your very life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Begin by asking yourself simple but powerful questions. Who do I spend most of my time talking with? What are the topics of our conversations? How do I truly feel after we part ways? If the majority of your exchanges revolve around gossip, complaints, excuses, or endless talk about the past, then you are sitting in the wrong room. If you consistently walk away from interactions feeling drained, uncertain, less confident, then you are not surrounded by engines but by anchors. Many people spend years looking for success strategies. They want clever tactics, shortcuts, secret formulas. But they often overlook one of the most powerful truths: your environment, and more importantly, your inner circle, either feeding your growth or feeding your doubts. You unconsciously become like those you spend time with. Their habits, their fears, their mindset, even their financial standards slowly seep into your own life without you realizing it. This is not simply about cutting people off coldly. It is about learning to understand roles and adjusting access. Not every person deserves a front row seat in your life. Some are meant to be loved from afar. Others were only meant to share a chapter, not to remain in the entire book. Holding on to the wrong people out of guilt, habit, or nostalgia is not loyalty. It is emotional self-sabotage. Real loyalty should never come at the expense of your future potential. There are, in essence, 4 kinds of people in your circle. First are the drainers, those who constantly complain, always blame others, and endlessly make excuses. Nothing is ever their fault. Your ambition irritates them because it reminds them of their own lack of effort. Second are the dreamers, people with grand visions but little follow-through. They can inspire you in the moment but rarely create consistent progress. Third are the doers. These individuals are not flawless, but they are dependable and focused. Their presence inspires you to rise higher. And finally, the builders. These are rare but invaluable. They believe in you, challenge you, push you, and expand your vision of what is possible. They are not merely supporters, they are catalysts of your growth. Your mission should be clear. Limit your time with drainers and dreamers while increasing your time with the doers and builders. Why? Because when you consistently surround yourself with hungry, disciplined, and forward-moving people, their habits become contagious. Laziness begins to feel uncomfortable, excuses begin to lose their appeal, and mediocrity no longer feels acceptable. This is not about becoming cold, ruthless, or unkind. It is about becoming intentional. You must protect your energy with the same seriousness that a bank protects its vault. Be mindful of who has emotional access to you, because those voices will either speak you into your greatness or whisper you into your limitations. Never underestimate this truth. Your circle will always determine your speed. You could have the greatest goals, the sharpest skills, and the most genuine intentions, but if your environment is weak, your vision will eventually fade. Think of it like this: if 5 people in the room are burning with fire for success, and you are the 6th, you will soon catch fire yourself. If 5 people around you are distracted, discouraged, or negative, and you are the 6th, you will quickly lose your heat. That is why auditing your circle is no longer optional. It is essential. You must guard your future against those who only know and cling to your past. Surround yourself with those who prefer to discuss ideas instead of gossiping about people. Choose those who light up at the thought of progress, not drama. Stay close to those who remind you where you are going instead of constantly dragging you back to where you have been. The world is moving at great speed, and the window to level up is closing fast. The people you choose to keep near will either push you forward into your next season or pull you back into yesterday's limitations. You are serious about changing your life. You must change the way you earn. Real progress is not only about working harder, but about becoming more valuable. The truth is simple. The market does not pay you for the number of hours you work. It pays you for the level of problems you can solve. That is why you cannot afford to step into 2026 relying on old habits and outdated skills. The coming season requires you to master a high-income skill, one that positions you as irreplaceable and gives you leverage in an increasingly competitive world. Is a high-income skill. It is an ability that allows you to generate above-average income by delivering specialized value. It is not defined by a university degree, family connections, or even years of experience. It is defined purely by your capacity to solve meaningful problems that others cannot. The global economy is changing faster than ever, and the individuals who rise are those who adapt quicker than change itself. High-income skills are the bridge from survival to scaling, from just getting by to actually thriving. Think of skills such as coding, persuasive copywriting, digital marketing, public speaking, sales mastery, content creation, graphic design, video editing, or financial consulting. These are not just jobs in the modern economy. They are tools, they are weapons, they are leverage. The beauty of this new world is that most of these skills can be learned online, often at little or no cost. With thousands of tutorials, courses, and platforms available, you do not need permission from anyone. What you need is focus and discipline. But let us be clear, mastery never comes from dabbling. You cannot expect big results by simply touching the surface of several different skills. Real progress is made when you go deep, not wide. Choose one high-income skill and commit fully. Treat it as your personal passport out of mediocrity. Pour into it daily. Become so good that ignoring you becomes impossible. Because once you can do something at a level few others can match, the game changes. You stop chasing opportunities. Instead, opportunities begin chasing you. People remain stuck financially not because they do not work, but because they work on the wrong things. They trade time for money and roles with little value and no scale. They cling to job titles while ignoring actual skills. In today's world, the certificate hanging on your wall matters far less than the results you can create in reality. If you can bring in clients, increase sales, save time, create growth, or make a product go viral, you will never struggle to find work. Mastering a high-income skill requires a mindset shift. It demands that you sacrifice comfort for growth. While others spend hours watching shows, you are watching tutorials. They scroll endlessly on their phones. You are practicing, testing, and refining. It will not be easy. It will not always be fun. It is exactly this difference that separates amateurs from professionals. Repetition is the pathway. Consistency is the secret. You will not wake up motivated every single day. You do not need motivation when you have clarity. And clarity is exactly what a high-income skill provides. Clarity about where it can take you, the freedom it can bring, the respect it can earn, and the opportunities it can unlock. Learning is not enough. Application is everything. You can read, watch, and listen, But until you execute, nothing changes. Execution always beats information. The economy today rewards those who can create, communicate, and close. Learn to sell, whether it is selling a product, an idea, yourself. Learn to write persuasively in emails, ads, or proposals. Learn to speak effectively in meetings, on stage or on camera. These are multiplier skills that raise your income across any industry or career path. You do not need a decade of experience to become valuable. You need 90 days of focused effort. 90 days of intentional practice on one skill with real feedback can put you miles ahead of those who have been dabbling for years. And the best time to start is not later. It is now. Begin even if you are not good, especially if you are not good. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you fail. And the sooner you fail, the sooner you improve. Do not aim for comfort. Aim for capability. Doubters will come. People will underestimate you. That does not matter. Matters most is that you do not underestimate yourself. Focus on the skill, not the status. Focus on the process, not the praise. When you master something that is truly valuable, money, respect, and confidence follows naturally. Skills are the foundation. Skills are freedom. Skills are the equalizer in a world that rewards problem solvers. Do not waste your years doing what everyone else is doing. Do not settle for being average in a sea of average. Choose to be exceptional at one thing. Be known for one thing, because in a noisy world, clarity is what creates demand. We live in a time when attention has become currency. It no longer matters only how talented you are, how innovative your ideas might be, or how valuable your work truly is. If nobody knows you exist, then in the eyes of the market, you do not exist. Building a personal brand is no longer an optional choice. It is the difference between waiting endlessly to be discovered and positioning yourself so strongly that you cannot be ignored. Your personal brand is your digital identity. It is what people say about you when you are not in the room. It is the first impression you make long before you shake someone's hand. And here is the truth. You have created it intentionally or not, you already have a brand. Every post you share, every comment you make, every piece of content you either publish or withhold is silently shaping how people perceive your value. The only question is, are you in control of that narrative? Are you leaving it to chance? This is your wake-up call to take ownership. In the digital world, platforms such as LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X are no longer just social spaces. They are global stages. They are your online storefront, your digital resume, and your ongoing opportunity to display who you are, and what you stand for. The first step is clarity. Ask yourself a simple but powerful question. What do I want to be known for? Your brand cannot be built on confusion. Be built on focus. Choose one message, one area of expertise, one central theme that you want people to consistently associate with your name. Do not attempt to be everything for everyone. The strongest brands are not necessarily the loudest, they are the clearest. You do not need to go viral. You need to be valuable. Share your journey openly. You do not need to present yourself as an expert from day one. Begin by sharing what you are learning, what challenges you are facing, growth you are experiencing. People do not connect with a picture of perfection, they connect with the honesty of progress. Authenticity wins. Vulnerability builds trust. If you wait until you feel completely ready, you may still be waiting years from now, while someone with less skill but more courage steps ahead of you. The purpose of personal branding is not to impress but to impact. Your content should not only display your face but should offer value. Create posts, videos, or articles that educate, entertain, or inspire. Give people something that helps them learn, something that makes them laugh, or something that supports them during challenges. Your name becomes associated with value. You build authority. Authority leads to trust, and trust leads to opportunity. Do not believe the myth that personal branding is only for influencers, celebrities, or entrepreneurs. That is false. Strong personal brand is for anyone who wishes to remain relevant and competitive in the next decade. Recruiters check your online presence before interviews. Clients look you up before signing contracts. Partners review your visibility before deciding whether to collaborate. If you are not showing up, are moving past you to those who are. Do not overcomplicate the process. You do not need professional cameras, perfect lighting, or a marketing team. All you need is a phone, your story, and the discipline to show up consistently. Begin small. Write one thoughtful post per week. Record one short video. Publish one article on a platform that fits your field. Time momentum compounds. One post becomes 10, 10 become 100. For long you realize you have not only built a brand, but a platform that carries influence and credibility. Consistency is your greatest weapon. A brand is not created by posting once or twice and then disappearing. Brands are born from repetition, from visible patterns, from presence. When you keep showing up, people eventually start noticing. When you keep offering value, people begin to trust you. When you keep being real, people start believing in you. Remember, your skills matter, they must be seen. Your voice matters, but it must be heard. Stop hiding your abilities in silence. Begin sharing them with the world. Do not aim for flawless perfection, for genuine connection. Every strong personal brand began with a single post, a single video, or a single risk taken. You are not too late to start. You are not too small to matter. You are only one committed decision away from becoming unforgettable. Your personal brand is your reputation for the modern world. It is your digital footprint, your silent salesman, your living legacy written across screens every single day. And in a world driven by visibility, who choose to show up are the ones who rise. You may carry all the ambition in the world, but if your body cannot keep up, none of it will matter. Success without health is failure in disguise. What is the value of building wealth if you do not have the strength to enjoy it? Is the point of chasing your goals if your mind is clouded, your body is breaking down, and you are relying on caffeine, stress, and denial to stay afloat? People treat their health as though it is an emergency system. They wait until the warning signs appear, until the fatigue becomes unbearable, until the headaches grow constant, till the diagnosis finally comes. Only then do they pay attention. That is like waiting for a storm to patch your roof. By the time the leaks appear, the cost is far greater than if you had maintained it consistently. Before 2026 begins, you must make your health negotiable. Your energy, your focus, your creativity, your patience, and your discipline are all tied directly to the state of your body and your mind. When you are exhausted, you become less sharp. When your body is inflamed, you become less patient. When you are sick, your goals are placed on hold. That is why your health routine cannot be seen as optional. It is the foundation that supports every other part of your life. It starts with movement. You do not need an expensive gym membership or complicated routines to care for your body. Daily, stretch, run. Use bodyweight exercises. Whatever you do, just move. Your body was designed to be active, not to sit for endless hours hunched over screens. Prolonged sitting has become the new silent killer, much like smoking once was. Movement increases circulation, clears the mind, and improves productivity. A single hour of exercise often solves problems that hours of frustration cannot. Nutrition is the next pillar. You are not simply what you eat. You are what your body absorbs. Fueling yourself with whole, real foods instead of processed garbage is the difference between surviving each day and thriving in it. Cut back on sugar. Reduce your dependence on processed snacks. Stay hydrated. Choose meals that nourish rather than meals that help you escape. You do not need a complicated diet plan. Simply eat more foods that grow from the earth and fewer foods that come from factories. Then there is sleep, your most overlooked superpower. Many treat it as a luxury when in truth it is a necessity. No matter how determined or disciplined you are, running on 4 hours of sleep will not allow you to think clearly or perform at your best. Lack of rest makes you reactive, emotional, and unfocused. Sleep is what repairs the body, resets the brain, and balances the hormones that control energy and mood. A good night's sleep is not a pause from progress. it is progress itself. Your mental health is just as critical. Your thoughts guide your actions, and your actions shape your future. If your mind is filled with anxiety, fear, or endless noise, you will burn out long before you achieve anything meaningful. Practice stillness. Journal your thoughts. Meditate for even a few minutes daily. Spend quiet time away from screens. Your exposure to constant scrolling and comparison traps. Guard your peace the same way you guard your passwords. Clarity is not a luxury. It is the fuel that sustains long-term vision. Never fall into the trap of saying, "I am too busy," as an excuse. Busiest leaders in the world still make time for their health because they know the cost of ignoring it. The demands of life will always grow, but your body has limits. Ignoring those limits does not make you stronger. It makes you weaker over time. Health is not about achieving a perfect body or chasing six-pack abs. It is about building the stamina to live fully, to lead effectively, and to love deeply. Build small daily routines that strengthen your foundation. Wake up a little earlier. Drink water immediately after rising. Stretch for 5 minutes. Prepare simple meals. Switch off devices an hour before bed. These habits may appear small. Together they create massive long-term results. Discipline in your health spills into every other part of your life. When you respect your body, you begin to respect your time, your relationships, and your commitments. Your body is the engine that drives your success, and you are given only one. You cannot outsource it, you cannot replace it, and you cannot ignore it forever while expecting it to continue performing at its peak. Every goal you want to achieve, every dream, every milestone, every impact you hope to make requires energy, focus, and endurance. Without them, ambition becomes wasted potential. With them, even the most difficult challenges become manageable. If you do not know exactly where you are going, you will follow anyone, accept anything, and eventually end up nowhere. Drifting is not a strategy. Wishing for improvement is not a plan. The individuals who succeed most in life are not always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who are the clearest about what they want and why they want it. Clarity is power. That is why, before 2026 arrives, take time to sit down and design a 3-year vision plan. This is not a casual exercise. It is the structure that turns vague dreams into precise direction. It removes confusion and replaces it with focus. It transforms chaos into order and turns daily effort into long-term momentum. With a clear vision, every action, every decision, and every sacrifice gains meaning. Without it, you wake up reacting to life. With it, you wake up creating life. Begin with the big picture. Yourself, not only what you want to achieve, but who you want to become by the end of 2028. Think beyond tasks and goals. Think about your character, your reputation, and the way people describe you. Consider the kind of impact you want to leave on your family, your community, and your industry. True vision is not limited to external results, includes internal transformation. Next, break your life into key categories: career, finances, health, relationships, skills, and impact. For each area, down where you want to stand in 3 years. Be as specific as possible. Do not write vague goals such as, "I want to be successful." Instead, define it clearly. I want to lead a high-performing remote team while earning $10,000 per month doing meaningful work. Do not simply say, "I want to be healthy." Write, "To run 5 kilometers without stopping, sleep 7 hours each night, and live free from unnecessary medication." A specificity creates clarity. Clarity creates action. You have a clear vision. Reverse engineer the steps. If your 3-year vision is the destination, then you must identify the checkpoints. Must you accomplish by the end of the first year? What habits must be consistent by the 6th month? What should your environment look like within the first 90 days? Term vision without short-term execution is only a dream. That is why every 3-year plan must be supported by a 12-month roadmap and a 30-day starting point. You need goals that stretch far, but also actions you can begin immediately. Progress is built through alignment, long-term clarity combined with short-term discipline. Your vision must challenge you. If it feels too safe, it will not inspire growth. If it is too vague, it will not produce action. A strong vision forces you to raise your standards, sharpen your focus, and expand your discipline. It makes you reconsider what you tolerate and challenges you to step into your true capacity. Remember, 3-year vision is not about predicting the future. It is about designing it. And design requires visibility. Do not let your vision remain locked inside your head. Write it down. Place it on paper, in a journal, or on a whiteboard where you can see it every day. When your vision lives only in your imagination, it fades under pressure and distraction. When you see it daily, it becomes real. Your mind begins to align, your choices become intentional, and you stop chasing distractions that do not serve your future. Review your vision regularly. Your plan is not a rigid cage, it is a compass. It will evolve as you grow. Your goals may adjust, your priorities may shift, and your environment may change. That is not failure, it is growth. A vision is meant to guide you, not restrict you. Understand this, your vision will require sacrifice. You will have to say no to comfort, no to distraction, no to certain people, and no to temporary pleasures. But when you are clear about what you are building, sacrifices stop feeling like losses. They become investments. Discipline becomes meaningful. Action becomes natural. You no longer move out of pressure, you move out of purpose. Do not let the next 3 years pass in a blur. Do not repeat old cycles and call it progress. When you create a vision and pair it with consistent action, you stop living as a passenger. You become the architect of your life. Your time, your energy, and your focus begin moving in one direction. With every habit, every choice, and every step, you build momentum that multiplies. As the year 2026 approaches, you must understand something deeply. The most valuable investment you can make is not in stocks, in real estate, not in possessions, but in yourself. The world is evolving faster than ever, and if you fail to evolve with it, you will be left behind. This is why the 5 actions we have discussed are not simply good suggestions. They are necessities for anyone who intends to lead rather than follow in the coming years. First, audit your circle. The people around you shape your thinking and influence your momentum. They either lift you up or weigh you down. Some conversations inspire new ideas. Others drain your energy. Some people remind you of where you are headed, while others trap you in the past. Protect your environment because it silently sculpts your mindset, and your mindset directs your future. Second, master a high-income skill. In a rapidly shifting economy, your survival depends not on how many hours you can work, on how much value you can provide. Skills such as digital marketing, copywriting, coding, design, public speaking, consulting are no longer optional. They are essential tools for leverage. Skills create freedom. Skills create independence. Skills turn you from replaceable to irreplaceable. Just work harder. Become more valuable. Third, build a personal brand. We live in a digital age where attention determines opportunity. You may have brilliance within you. If the world cannot see it, it may as well not exist. Your personal brand is the story the world tells about you when you are not there to speak for yourself. It is your reputation, your identity, and your presence across platforms. Do not wait to be noticed. Position yourself so clearly that you cannot be overlooked. Show up consistently. Share value. Build authority. Let the world know who you are and what you stand for. Fourth, protect your health. Without health, everything else collapses. Use is wealth without energy. What good is ambition without stamina? Treat your body as the engine of your success. Move daily. Fuel yourself with real food. Rest deeply. Guard your mental clarity. Build simple but powerful routines that keep you sharp, disciplined, and ready. Health is not about appearance, it is about performance. It is about having the strength to live fully, to lead consistently, and to endure the challenges of the path you have chosen. Fifth, create a 3-year vision plan. Without direction leads to drifting, and drifting leads to regret. Do not let the next 3 years become a cycle of repeated mistakes disguised as progress. Write down a vision that challenges you, one that stretches your standards and demands your best. Break it into clear goals, daily habits, and checkpoints. Let it guide your choices, sharpen your discipline, and remind you of why the sacrifices are worth it. Vision transforms confusion into clarity and turns ordinary effort into extraordinary progress. Each of these 5 steps strengthens the foundation of your life. Together, they prepare you not only to enter 2026, but to dominate it. This is not about shallow motivation. This is about deep transformation. These choices will build a structure strong enough to carry your dreams into reality. The next 6 months are not just another season. They are the doorway to your next 3 years. The habits you form, the people you choose, the skills you sharpen, the health you protect, vision you design will echo into the future. Those who prepare now will lead later. Those who act today will enjoy tomorrow. So start today. Start where you are, what you have, and commit to these steps. Your future self is waiting, and they will either thank you for the discipline you practiced or resent you for the time you wasted. The clock is ticking. The question is simple: will you step into 2026 prepared, strong, and focused, or will you let these moments slip away? The choice is yours.